Welcome everybody to our birthday party. The ICSA is a living community of people who are in touch with each other, some virtually constantly, and some from time to time. We are our own little community. During the 1970s, there was a lot of thoughts and actions going on around the world with people wanting to create networks of communities. Mid-70s, Mordechai Bentov in Israel, who is a character that is worth studying, a very interesting person, he was very interested in communities around the world, and he started writing to them. And when he got answers, he would regularly mimeograph, I think by turning a handle, and then send the answers back to everybody. And this was like an international communes newsletter. Towards the end of the 70s, in 1979, there was an international communes festival in Scotland with 80 participants. And over the next 5 years, there was a series of international communal festivals and meetings in Denmark, Belgium, Israel. Yaakov Oved went to America on a trip and met the National Historic Communal Studies Association, who had then changed their name to the Communal Studies Association. And he was inspired so much that he and Dom Pizza arranged the first international. In 1985, these 5 people, some who are here today, founded the International Communal Studies Association.
The conference took place in May 1985, and many attended. Among them, members of communes who made the effort to come to Israel to participate stood out. The conference concluded with a final session focused on future direction. A strong consensus emerged among participants, including commune researchers, commune members, and kibbutz members, that the valuable interactions and connections established during the event needed to continue.
In 1983, Yaakov and I were strolling along the beach of the Mediterranean at his community of Palmakim. We came upon a large rock just wading a distance into the water. As we climbed up and sat upon it, I sensed that we were making history as we tried to unite scholarly communal efforts around the world. If someday you search for Yaakov and me, look out to that beach in the great beyond. We will still be keeping the faith, walking arm in arm, seeking how humanity might adopt the most noble, humanitarian, and ecologically sustainable ideals and practices of Earth's kibbutzim and communal societies.
I do remember I was totally shocked when so many people turned up. I really didn't believe that, it would be such a success, the very, very first conference. And for me, it was this whole connection has been something very, very special. Even though I didn't meet everybody and I've not met everybody, but somehow we've become friends, even through letters and mails and all sorts of other connections.
The world was in a mess at the time that ICSA was formed. Nothing changes. And it seemed to us all that a healthy dose of communal values was needed. I've always interpreted community in a wide sense, including not only living together, but also the embedded values of cooperation and caring. The need for this is as urgent now as it was then, if not more so. With so little change for the better in the world at large, it would be easy to say that we have failed in our efforts to spread the word of community. But that is not how I see it. The fact that ICSA is still alive and well is itself evidence that there are people everywhere who believe in its principles, people who really care.
Well, the other half of Tamara is ZEGG in Germany, essentially, and same people back and forth. And that was a great one. I thought I really enjoyed that one. And they had an outdoor bar, and that was kind of where many of us spent our evenings. And that was particularly memorable. Actually, talk about a memorable moment. 2 Hutterites came from, I believe a Canadian colony. And it was a senior elder in the colony, and then his niece, I believe it was, a young woman named Dorothy. And she was just fascinated with it. Here her whole life had been Hutterite, and just to get to see all of this stuff, she was just entranced with the whole thing.
I started going to ICSA conferences back in 1991. I've been to 8 conferences in 5 different countries, and it's just enriched my life in remarkable ways, personally and academically. I think the thing I remember the most about ICSA conferences are the amazing post-conference tours. I know in 1991, we took a tour of a couple of Bruderhofs. I can remember being at dinner at New Meadow Run and just, marveling at being at this Bruderhof. And, it's just so fascinating to be at a living community, and you learn so much from doing that.
So that the ICSA logo was made in our conference. See behind Anton, you can see it. And I think that's what we felt about it, that it is a combination of different types of people and of being surrounded by each other and feeling the community, how important it is, the togetherness, the community, the mutual aid, and so on.
This really is one of the most sustaining international communities that I've been part of. All of you on this call are among the people in other parts of the world that I hear from most regularly, that I'm able to have your faces in my mind, when I read a headline about another part of the world. This is a community where people who make our living as academics and people who make their lives doing the things that the academics are writing about come together on a basis of equality, a real willingness to learn from one another, to honor the particular vantage points that each of us brings.
They say middle age starts at 40, so it's a good thing at ICSA we embraced a brand new technological challenge while we were still 39 years old. Yeah, I'm talking about our very first virtual international conference held in January 2024, and what a breakthrough it was. We took to Zoom and brought the global community together across borders, time zones, and Wi-Fi signals. It was a bold experiment. 14 months of planning, nearly 200 people registered from 27 different countries, and somehow it all came together. There was something magical about starting and ending each day together, seeing familiar faces and welcoming many new ones. This conference proved that we can build community across distances. And when we do, we bring new energy to our mission of building communities for global social change as one inspiring global family. Thank you.
It is a truly global encounter, and you know, unlike so many meetings we all attend, they're actually super fun and interesting, even if they are on Zoom, and it has allowed us to get to visit friends around the world and have people to come visit us in California. So I think that community of the planning groups have been a really important part of developing our friendships. And
I got into ICSA in 2022 in a fresh but beautiful summer in Denmark at the conference at the Aldonicon, and how it changed my life. It's widened my perception of intentional communities, and it helped to integrate many perspectives.
I won't hide, ICSA has made a great impact in my life, yes, because we were in the middle of the pandemics in Brazil, investigating what was going on in ecovillages, hit by that in there, and then there was this ICSA call for the Aldonicon conference with an interest in that exact topic. It was meant for me and Bruna and Rebecca to share our work with this great network of scholars that we only knew by reading and maybe watching a video here or a lecture, but also everything was online. And not only the scholars, the academics, but also the practitioners. In fact, the first book I read about ecovillages was written by Jan. And as soon as I stepped into the Aldonicon and I faced with him without, being prepared for that, I was so happy.
Last month, I became a great-grandfather, and I think that organizations have progeny too. I would say that ICSA is one of the progenitors of the Global Eco-Village Network and the Eco-Village movement. And I think that ICSA probably has many different sorts of organizations that it has influenced over many years. And in that sense, I celebrate this year.
We have been looking at the past, and as a navigator and map reader in wilderness areas, I know that it's incredibly important to look back and see where you've come from, and then turn around and look to see where you're going again, where you're going to go on.
Thank you a lot, and I hope to see you soon this week again.